We good on the sound? Most High in Christ. All right. This is San Antonio Scripture Breakdown class every Monday, 7 p.m. All right, we got any questions?
Slucky, sir. I got a question. Slucky, let me pull it up real quick. I got a question on Tobit, chapter 5. Verse 4 through 11. The book of Tobit, chapter 5, verse 4. Therefore, when he went to seek a man, he found Raphael, that was an angel, but he knew not. And he said unto him, Canst thou go with me to Rags, and knowest thou those
You
places
said Tobit
well?
chapter what?
This is Tobit, chapter 5.
Oh, 5. Okay. Verse 11.
Well, down to verse 11, sir.
Okay. From where?
From verse 4.
Okay.
Therefore, this is verse 4. Therefore, when he went to seek a man, he found Raphael, that was an angel, but he knew not. And he said unto him, Canst thou go with me to Rags, and knowest thou those places well? Verse 6. To whom the angel said, I will go with thee, and I know the way well, for I have lodged with our brother Gabriel. Verse 7. Then Tobias said unto him, Tarry for me till I tell my father. Verse 8. Then he said unto him, Go and tarry not. So he went in and said to his father, Behold, I have found one which will go with me. Then he said, Call him unto me, that I may know what tribe he is, and whether he be a trusty man to go with thee. Verse 9. So he called him, and he came in, and they saluted one another. Verse 10. Then Tobit said unto him, Brother, show me of what tribe and family thou art. Verse 11. To whom he said, Dost thou seek for a tribe or family, or a hired man to go with thy son? Then Tobit said unto him, I would know, brother, thy kindred and name. Verse 12. Then he said, I am Azarias, the son of Ananias the great, and of thy brethren. So, like, sir, my question here is, this is Raphael the angel, right?
Yes.
So did he just lie to Tobit, or did he really come down as that line, that lineage?
Nah, he didn't come down to that lineage, but let's see. Let's see some. Shum. Second. I'm trying to find when the angel departed from him. I believe it's him hiding his identity, not letting them know that he's an angel. I'll get back to you on it, but I can't find the joint right now.
Concert.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to you.
Concert.
Any other questions?
La.
Any questions online? Can you check for me, Baba Kasha?
Concert. As a noun, la. So it's right here.
Oh, snap. No doubt. Interestingly enough, I wanted to go in on chariots today. Man, I feel like I thought there was a verse when he revealed this. Wait. Yeah, go to Tobit 12 and start at 12 and 12.
This is book of 12, chapter 12, verse 12. Now, therefore, when thou didst pray, and Sarah, thy daughter-in-law, I did bring the remembrance of your prayers before the Holy One. And when thou didst bury the dead, I was with thee likewise.
Good.
Verse 13. And when thou didst not delay to rise up and leave thy dinner to go and cover the dead, thy good deed was not hid from me, but I was with thee.
Good.
Verse 14. And now God hath sent me to heal thee and Sarah, thy daughter-in-law.
So now all these things that the angel was doing, you understand, was all on if they were going to get healed or not based on their obedience. You know what I'm saying? So what it comes down to is like, even when it comes down to the fish, with what he was telling them on how to heal the daughter, it wasn't the fish guts. It was that they were obeying the instruction. It's real easy to obey instruction if you know someone's an angel. You know what I'm saying? Like if somebody pops up and you know they're an angel, how you gonna treat them?
With the utmost respect.
Which is why it says some have entertained angels unaware. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's a difference between having like a respect to persons and doing something because you're a good person or because you have that character inside you. So by presenting himself in that fashion, this is like a test. This is like, are you gonna obey this because you got faith and because, you know what I'm saying, you genuinely gonna do good deeds, or you genuinely have integrity, or are you gonna obey this because you know this is a miracle happening? You know what I'm saying? Which is when he's telling him, well, I've been sent to heal your daughter. Read.
Verse 15. I am Raphael, one of the 7 holy angels, which present the prayers of the saints and which go in and out before the glory of the Holy One.
You understand? Because that's Rapha Allah. You understand? Healing of the power. You understand? That's Raphael. Good.
Verse 16. Then they both troubled and fell upon their faces, for they feared.
So if he would have said that from the beginning, what would they have done? This. You understand? But in the beginning, he's just like, I'm Azarius. He's concealing his identity so that this way he's gauging how they're going to move. You understand? Outside of the knowledge of him being sent from the Most High, being sent from the Holy One. Read on.
Verse 17. But he said unto them, fear not, for it shall go well with thee. Praise God, therefore.
Good.
Verse 18, for not of any favor of mine, but by the will of our God I came. Wherefore praise him forever.
You understand? So this is favor of the Lord. This was his will. You understand? To be able to make all this happen. That angel was sent on a mission. You understand? And through their obedience, they gained that healing. I knew it was in there, man. I just couldn't. It was just so much later in the chapters. I thought it came earlier. Salakia.
The water, sir.
I on the ball. Most High in Christ. All right. Chariots. If y'all got any questions too, y'all can put them in the chat. So first thing I want to do is let's go to Psalms 68 and 17.
Psalm 68 and what, sir?
17.
This book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels.
You understand? 20,000. This is the chariots of God is 200 million. Good.
The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
As is what?
As in Sinai, the holy holy place.
And that's what y'all need to realize too, man. We go to camp, we go to these different places. It's angels out there. You know what I mean? It's angels, you understand, all around the Lord's priests and prophets. Just like there was 7 angels that was over the schools. You know what I'm saying? When you read inside the scriptures and it talks about the 7 candlesticks, which was the 7 churches. Well, it also talked about, you understand, the angels that was over them. You know what I'm saying? Even to the point where you read when Yahushua was checking the angels that was over the school for the schools that were going on. All right. So this is the chariots, the vehicles of the angels. This is the host of the Lord. This is our military. You understand? It's like everybody fears Esau's military. They've had aerial superiority since I think 1945, since World War II. Everybody's been afraid to be able to challenge them. This great dragon, you know what I'm saying? This serpent, which became a dragon with all this military might that it has. You know what I mean? That shakes kingdoms, so on and so forth. Well, we got military too. We got aerial support. Right. That's the angels. That's Yahushua. That's this 200,000 chariots. All right. Read give me Psalms 104 and 3.
Psalms chapter 104, verse 3. Who layeth the beams in his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot,
Who makes what?
the clouds his chariot.
You understand? When you read inside the scriptures, right? How did it say that Yahweh Shah went up?
In the clouds, sir.
You understand? Where did it say he'd be coming from?
The clouds, sir.
Yo, for all y'all know, you gonna look outside that window. There's gonna be a not one cloud in the sky, but one. For all you know, that's a chariot.
Right.
You understand? Like when it talks about this, it's talking about like these things are parked in the sky. You know what I mean? Can you see angels all the time, even though they're around you?
Lot.
Because what we have is our slang, like the fourth dimension, right? If I was to scientifically talk about it, I would scientifically talk about it in the sense where a two-dimensional character can't see us in the third dimension, even though, like, for example, paper is two-dimensional, right? So if you were to draw a stick figure, create the stick figure, right? And you were to draw something else on the page, if that stick figure was real, he could see what you're making as it materializes in his world. But could he see us creating it? No. You understand? Just like something that's of a higher dimension we can't see. You understand? The angels, the chariots, these are, I got to translate this, interdimensional. You know what I'm saying? They're beyond the concept and the constructs of the physical world that we're locked into. That's why a day with the Lord is as 1,000 years. The Lord ain't dealing with time how we dealing with time.
Right.
You understand? Well, it's the same thing. Even with what you're going to find out is how the chariots move. You know what I mean? It don't even say they turn as they go. They just zip. They zip in and out. If y'all ever seen a chariot, I've been blessed enough to see several. They come in and out of this atmosphere.
Right.
You understand? Let me see. Hold that. Give me Isaiah 66 and 14.
This book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 14. And when ye see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb. And the hand of the Lord shall be known toward his servants, and his indignation toward his enemies.
Say that again.
And his indignation toward his enemies.
Read the next verse.
Verse 15. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with chariots,
And with
like
what?
and with his chariots,
Go ahead.
like a whirlwind.
You understand? He gonna come with fire and his chariots like a whirlwind. Because if y'all remember, how did Ezekiel get called up?
The chariots, sir.
In a chariot. You know what it said? Like a whirlwind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like y'all out here seeing some of these storms. They want to blame some of these storms and hurricanes on HARP. You don't understand. The Lord and his chariots and his angels, you understand, control this weather. Y'all got to understand that whirlwind, like they be trying to say, oh yeah, Hurricane Samantha. That's a Hurricane Yahweh. You understand? The Lord is controlling all these things. It says that the Lord controls why the damn ocean tide don't come and swallow up the shores. You understand? He keeps the ocean and the seas at bay.
Right.
Drop that. Give me Ezekiel. We'll go straight to Ezekiel. Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 1. Start at verse 5.
This book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 5. Also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man. Verse 6, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings.
So now this is a vision. You get what I'm saying? This is a vision that he's having. He's seeing into the 4th dimension. He's seeing these angels. You know what I'm saying? And you have angels that could disguise themselves as men. You got different angels. You understand? You got creatures and beasts inside heaven that howl the Most High's name, saying, Kodash, 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 Shamka Yahweh. Holy, holy, holy is thy name. You understand? You got ranks when it come down to angels. You know what I'm saying? And the chariots and the host of the Most High. You understand? Well, you got great and terrible creatures up there, and this is how they're being described. Good.
Verse 7, and their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot.
You understand? Damn near like y'all ever seen a ninja boot?
Right.
You understand? Where it's split. You know what I'm saying? Picture that. Picture like he got armor on and the armor's split at the hoof like a ninja boot. Good?
And they sparkled like the color of burnished brass.
Of what?
Burnished brass.
You understand? Ain't nobody white in this Bible. The angels ain't white. That's why you can go see these reports of people who got abducted. They got somebody I cannot remember the damn name. It was like something of fire. I don't think it was Chariots of Fire. But there's a story of Barney and Betty Hill. And Barney and Betty Hill talked about they got abducted. And when they got abducted by 8-foot black men dressed like Western apparel. Now, when you think of Western apparel, you know what you think of?
Fringes.
Fringes. They got dressed tall black men in fringes. You know what I'm saying? I think they whooped their ass for 3 days and then dropped them off somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the full story, but I got a feeling that it's somewhere, you know what I'm saying, in that vein. Go ahead.
Verse 8. And they had the hands of a man under their wings.
So what?
And they had the hands of a man under their wings.
Go ahead.
And their 4 sides. Oh, on their 4 sides. So like, and they 4 had their faces and their wings. Verse 9.
Yeah.
Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight.
So now think about this, right? They turned not when they went. How did them what they call UFOs or UAPs? How do they move?
They just zip.
They just zip in, zip out. That's why they say that when the damn fighter pilots and stuff encounter them, they outmaneuver them.
Right.
Because that whole plane gotta turn and all that. Them chariots zip in and out. Good.
Verse 10. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man and the face of a lion on the right side, and they 4 had the face of an ox on the left side. They 4 also had the face of an eagle.
You understand? Talking about how ferocious these angels are. Good.
Verse 11. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. 2 wings of every one were joined one to another, and 2 covered their bodies.
Good.
Verse 12. And they went every one straight forward. Whether the spirit was to go, they went.
Whether they went where?
Whether the spirit was to go, they went.
You understand? This is the problem, right? Angels go where the spirit tells them to go. Where the Most High commands, that's where they go. The problem is you've become so American and become so democratic and want to vote and just think your opinion matters. You understand? Or your feelings matter, or what you want to do matters. Angels obey the Lord perfectly. Angels don't disagree. Angels don't say, I want to do this, or I think. Where the spirit goes is where they go. How can they go except they be sent?
Right.
They are sent, and they go where the spirit leads them. Angels don't disobey the Lord. You disobey your Lord because you're weak. You disobey because you got your own agenda. You understand? We as a people have disobeyed the Lord, whereas angels obey them perfectly. This is why when you read that scripture and it says, you know, who are they to be given in marriage to? Well, they are as the angels. They're whatever the Lord wants them to be.
Right.
You understand? Because read that again. What do the angels do?
Whether the spirit was to go, they went.
That's where they go. Where the spirit is, they go. I mean, hell, you know about that. You saw the spirit of the Lord was here. What the hell did you do? You went right to it.
Right.
You understand? And that's where we go. We get sent and we go. How do we know? How do we know if we're going to camp or not?
We're sent.
We're sent. How do we know if we're going to battle or not?
We're sent.
We're sent. You understand? How do we know if we're going to speak at camp?
We're sent.
You're up next, Doc.
Right.
How do you know when you're done speaking? Wrap it up, Doc. Last scripture.
Right.
You understand? How do you know when camp's over?
When they call.
How you know when the Passover is?
When they call it, sir.
That's it. You see how simple life is? You get sent. My life is simple, man. I'm a soldier. You know what I'm saying? I get sent half the time. I don't even ask questions. You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, who you driving down there with? I don't know. Where you going? Somewhere. Where you got up? They told me 7 a.m. Be here. That's it. That's it. You know what I know? I know which boots I'm going to wear. You know what I'm saying? I know which headpiece I'm going to put on. You know what I mean? I know which car gas scent I'm going to put on. That's it. The rest of it, I'm just going. I'm not thinking about anything else. That's it. I was sent. I'm here. I have a job. And when I'm done, I'll be sent home. I can do whatever I want from there. Read on.
And they turned not when they went.
Good.
Verse 13. As for the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire.
Their what?
Their appearance was like burning coals of fire.
Good.
And like the appearance of lamps.
You understand? Meaning like this is bright. You understand? This is illuminating. Good.
It went up and down among the living creatures, and the fire was bright.
If y'all ever seen a chariot, you understand? That's why it's called a flaming chariot. It looks like it's glowing.
Right.
You understand? Like a lamp, or like, but like, have you ever seen what a burning coal looks like? You understand? Like you could tell, like it looks like it's on fire, like it's smoldering. You know what I mean? It's almost like y'all ever see plasma? Like that. You know what I'm saying? It looks like plasma. You know what I mean? It's not like a complete flame of a glow, but you could tell it's illuminating. Go ahead.
And out of the fire went forth lightning. Verse 14. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning.
And that's how the chariots move. They zip in, they zip out. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ever seen one even go through the sky, it comes straight down and goes straight out. It's gone. You know what I'm saying? While it glows. Good.
Verse 15. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures with his 4 faces.
You understand? Now it's describing a wheel. Why is it describing a wheel? Because it's like a cylinder. It's a circle. You know what I'm saying? What shape is a UFO in Hollywood? It's round.
Round.
Good.
Verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl.
Like onto the curl of a beryl, like a green. You understand, brother? I've seen one that hue. You know what I'm saying? I remember I seen one in Harlem camp, and it came right in like lightning and right out, and it was like that beryl. It was like it was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful green, but it wasn't just green. It had like that white plasma center, but the tint almost like a light emerald. Good.
And they 4 had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
And now, how does a UFO look? Like, y'all seen a flying saucer?
Come on.
Looks like there's a wheel inside of a wheel.
Right.
That's what these chariots look like. They look like flying saucers. Why do you think Hollywood makes them look like this? Because this is what the chariots of the Lord looks like.
Right.
They are illuminating vehicles, like a wheel within a wheel. Good.
Verse 17. When they went upon their 4 sides, and they turned not when they went.
You understand? Meaning when you see how they move, you understand? They can move in any direction on all sides, and they don't turn. You understand? Like the physics of how they operate. They're not bound by our world's physics. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something beyond this physical world. You understand? This is I got to translate for y'all. For any of y'all that's high at home, this is interdimensional.
Right.
You understand? These are multi-dimensional beings that are beyond your comprehension in physics. Good.
Verse 18. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful.
You understand? Meaning it's like where they're able to go. Like they have no limitation. Good.
And their rings were full of eyes round about them four.
So meaning like their rings, it's like a wheel within a wheel, right? And then think about on the sides. Now, what's on the sides of yeah, you ever see they don't look exactly like this, but y'all ever seen E.T.? When the ship landed, right? What was all around the sides of it?
Like different lights.
Lights. You understand? That's what the eyes were. What do headlights look like on a car? They look like the eyes of a car. You understand? The brake lights look like a car. You look at the back of the car, it looks like a damn face. Right. You understand? That's what they're seeing on the side of it. Meaning like this is a wheel within a wheel. So you know what the ring is? The center of it. Right. You understand? It's the center of the craft. And all around it, that's why it's illuminating. It's those lights. Good. Because matter of fact, when you're driving down the road, what's the first thing that you see if somebody got their brights on? You can't even tell what type of car it is. All you see is the light. It's blinding you. Then you get up on close, and now you start to see the actual structure of it. Well, this is so bright. It glows like how a coal does when it's fully lit. You understand? And then it looks like a wheel within a wheel, and all on the side is the lights. Good.
Verse 19. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up.
Because these are the vehicles of the angels. You understand? The angels moving in the craft.
Right.
Good.
Verse 20. Whithersoever the spirit was to go.
Where's the what?
Whithersoever the spirit was to go.
Good.
They went.
Don't talk to me about no fallen angels. They go where the spirit sends them. Go ahead.
Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. They moving inside these vehicles, and they going wherever the spirit sends them. Go ahead.
Verse 21. When those went, these went, and when those stood, these stood, and when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them.
That's it. Good.
For the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels.
Good.
Verse 22. And the likeness of the firmament.
What's a firmament?
Like a dome, sir.
A ceiling.
Right.
You understand? It's a ceiling. It's the roof. Good.
And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal.
Of a what?
Of the terrible crystal.
So y'all ever see the Jetsons? You understand? Or y'all ever see a UFO? What does it look like? A wheel within a wheel. Lights all over the side. And what's the firmament or the dome or the bubble above it?
Right.
It's like a glass ceiling. Crystal is clear.
Right.
You understand? Just like you ever see a jet's cockpit? Crystal over it, over his head. You look at that UFO, it's a glass ceiling. You understand? Like a crystal. And that's what they driving in. Y'all worried about aliens. Y'all better worry about angels.
Right.
Better worry about the angels of the Most High. Let me tell you something. There's two types of UFOs, what we used to call IFOs. Now you understand? Or there's two types of UAPs. You understand? One of them says property of the U.S. government on the side of them. The other one, you understand, is property of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. It is the angels of the Most High in a vehicle. Now let me ask y'all something. What do you what are angels, right? You think they need a chariot?
La, sir.
You when you read about how the angel, you understand, disappeared when it was talking to Samson's family, it left in a fireplace. Angels could appear and disappear. You understand? Spirits can appear and disappear. They could look like flesh and they're gone.
Right.
You think they need a chariot? You understand? Like, let me explain something to y'all. Okay. What type of culture do they have in Texas?
It's like this, sir. You talk
Car culture.
the swingers.
What type of culture they have on the West Coast?
Car culture, sir.
Car culture. Do they buy a 64 Impala and just leave it alone?
La, sir.
They let it bounce.
Right.
That joint got hot. You understand?
Right.
They putting systems in it. You have the block trembling. You understand? Y'all got rims out here that extend out like these scrolls
Right.
on the damn table. You get what I'm saying? Got spokes on the damn rims. You taking up 3 lanes because of your damn rims. Wide body. Y'all driving a spaceship out here. Why do black and Latinos, you understand, buy a car and put spinning rims on it? Anybody want to tell me?
Spirit of the Lord, sir.
Well, it's very similar, you understand, to the spirit of what the Lord is, right? But what's you want to answer, sis? Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. To kind of stand out.
To stand out. What's another word for stand out? Floss. You understand? To stunt on niggas. Why does everybody want that new AP watch?
Stunt.
Because the AP, if you got an AP, you stunting.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why is Jay-Z buying $500,000 watches? You get what I'm saying? What Kanye West said. Then I spent $400 on this just to be like, nigga, you ain't up on this. You want to stunt. You get what I'm saying? Why Officer Gadiwan making these fly ass garments?
Stunt on him.
He trying to stunt. Why you think all these things up here is made out of gold? What y'all thought it was? Okay. All right, hold on. Let me translate this for y'all. Why I got gold teeth?
Stunt on him.
I'm just trying to stunt.
Yeah.
That's all it is. We just out here stunting. What you think this is about? Why you think my glasses is gold framed? What you think these studs is about?
Right.
You understand? The Lord is flamboyant. It's to stunt. You know what I mean? It's so that you understand this is a great and terrible power.
Right.
You know what Tobit and them do when they found out that was an angel?
They fell on their face, sir.
You know why? Because they know the Lord can stunt.
Right.
So they fear the Lord and all his power and all his might. That's what it is. Stunting. Finish that verse.
Color of the terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads above. Verse 23.
All right, you can stop there. Now let's go to Matthew 24 and 30.
This book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Say that again.
And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory.
Good.
Verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
Because they coming in the clouds. You understand? It's gonna look like, one second. It's gonna look like damn near, man. Y'all ever seen the first Independence Day? Remember when that first ship came down? The clouds just looked like they were unfolding on top of each other. They gonna crack that sky. Good.
Verse 32.
Stop
Now-
that. Matter of fact, let's go to Exodus 13 and 21.
This book of Exodus, chapter 13, verse 21. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of a cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to
So-
give them light.
So now, when we were leaving Egypt, right, we were being guided. We were being guided by day. We were being guided by night. What do you think it was that was guiding us?
It was a chariot.
It was the angels. It was a chariot of the Most High. You understand? That was guiding us in the sky, night and day and night. Good? Matter of fact, drop that. Give me Exodus 14 and 19.
This book of Exodus, chapter 14, verse 19. And the angel of God, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them.
Because what do we learn in Psalms? Clouds are his chariots. You understand? Where are the chariots coming from? From the clouds, from the sky to all ends of the earth. You know what I mean? What was guiding us in this fiery, you understand, cloud? It was the Lord's angels. It was the chariots of the Most High. Drop that. Give me 2 Kings 2 and 1.
This book of 2 Kings, chapter 2, verse 1. And it came to pass, when the Lord would take up Elijah into heaven by a whirlwind, that Elijah went with Elisha from Gilgal.
What we learn about Isaiah and whirlwinds. These are the chariots of the Lord. How was he taken up? He was taken up in a chariot. He was taken up in a whirlwind. I mean, I don't know what y'all want. I don't know. I got the utmost faith. Like when I tell you I believe this record. When I tell you every word written on these pages, I believe. And when I tell you Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua Ba'Shem Yahushua, that I've been blessed enough to be able to see more chariots than I can count on my hands and toes. Good.
The first chariot I seen was with you.
Oh, Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? I've seen, and sometimes I'll be out with the brothers, and a brother in the crowd sees him or something. You talking about the one that was outside Officer Kabar's house?
Nah, sir, I'm talking about the one at Passover.
Well, y'all saw a chariot. I was out in the car,
Yeah.
and they saw the chariot.
Come on.
I don't need to see it. If y'all see it, I know it's there. I believe this. I believe it wholeheartedly. But this one was at Passover when?
In Florida, sir.
Okay. Listen, makes sense. And we were outside.
Right.
Makes complete sense.
Like, sir, the one at Capiar's. No, it was at Kabar's. That one was low. It looked like it was damn near gonna land.
Man, brother, I done seen one of them. I seen one of them one night that it was so low, looked like it was about to land. And then I saw the same one on a whole other side of the island. You know what I'm saying? Where I lived at a different portion of the night. It was following me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it came in to say what up. And then later on that night, it flew out to say peace. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua Ba'Shem Yahushua. I see a chariot, I salute it.
Right.
See a chariot, I say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. You understand? Trying to tell you. Is there more in that verse?
No, sir.
Give me Ecclesiasticus 39 and 28.
This book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them.
You understand? Because once again, they appease the wrath of him that made them. Who made them?
The
The
Lord.
Most High made them. And their purpose is to appease the Lord, is to serve the Most High, is to make his will known in the earth. Go ahead.
Verse 29. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance.
Brother, fire and what?
And hail and famine and death.
All these things is the Lord. You understand? Sending spirits in the earth. Everything in this world, like everything in the physical, has a spiritual counterpart. You understand? All of it. That's why if there's anything that I could ever express to y'all, it's everything is spiritual. Y'all got to know that. Y'all got to see something happen and say, why is this happening? You understand? What is going on right now? Is this a distraction? Is it not a distraction? Is this an opportunity? You know what I'm saying? To gain somebody? Is this a trap? Is this a test? You got to be spiritual enough to be able to look around and for you to be able to process that information. You need to understand the spiritual agenda that's in work around you. Okay?
Verse 30.
Yeah, there we go. Verse 30. That's what I need.
Teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction.
Bro, I mean, ain't y'all read that the Lord kills, he maketh alive, he wounds, he heals? Doesn't he do all these things? This is what the Lord does, man. And just to take it a step further, let's go to Nahum. Y'all didn't even know that book existed. Let's go to Nahum, chapter 1, verse 2. Like Nahum, where the hell is that? Is it in the Apocrypha? Y'all don't know.
Ah, sir.
Good.
Book of Nahum, chapter 1, verse 2. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries. And
the Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries. And we just read he got spirits for wrath that are just waiting to appease him. Good.
And he reserved wrath for his enemies.
Yeah. Spirits of wrath. Go ahead. Verse 3.
Verse 3. The Lord is slow to anger.
He's what?
Slow to anger.
Oh, yeah. The Lord's slow to anger. Good.
And great in power.
And great in power. Because if you get to that point where it reaches that fever pitch, boy, he gonna put you in hell. Boy, oh boy. Good.
And will not at all acquit the wicked.
Good.
The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind.
In the what?
The whirlwind.
In the what?
The whirlwind.
And now you know that whirlwind is that storm, is that spirit, is that angel who's coming to jack your life up. Good.
And in the storm.
In the what?
In the storm.
Good.
And the clouds are the dust of his feet.
You understand? The clouds are the dust of his feet. And we already know what could be in them clouds. Right. Give me Isaiah 29:6.
This is book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 6.
I think I got this breakdown from Captain Chaataza. Go ahead, though.
Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake.
The Lord of what?
Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts.
What is a host?
It's like you said, it's an army.
It's an army. The Lord is a man of war. He has an army. This army has military vehicles. These are the chariots of the Most High. Good.
With thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire.
Brother, I'm trying to tell you how the Lord could cook you. Give me Ezekiel 5:11.
This book of Ezekiel, chapter 5, verse 11. Wherefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, surely because thou hast defiled my sanctuary with all thy detestable things and with all thine abominations, therefore will I also diminish thee, neither shall mine eye spare, neither will I have any pity.
You understand? Because the Lord is going to send these spirits of wrath. You understand? Read I'm gonna give you one more, man. Give me Psalm 83 and 12.
This book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 12. Who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession?
That's 12.
Come on, sir.
What verses make them afraid with thy storm? I know it's in this
Verse
chapter.
15.
There, okay, 15. So
Book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 15. So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm.
Now y'all know it's the angels that's doing this.
Right.
You understand? All right, give me Second Maccabees, the 3rd chapter. Let's start at the 1st verse.
This book of Second Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 1. Now, when the holy city was inhabited with all peace, and the laws were kept very well because of the godliness of Onias, the high priest, and his hatred of wickedness.
You understand? So now, when we serve the Lord, man, without wickedness, when we serve the Lord truly, you understand? When we have a ruler who hates wickedness, that's when we have peace. That's when the Lord is with us. Go ahead.
Verse 2. It came to pass that even the kings themselves did honor the place and magnify the temple with their best gifts.
Good.
Verse 3. Insomuch that Cilicius of Asia of his own revenues bear all the costs belonging to the service of the sacrifices.
You understand? So this is the kings of the world. You understand? Are acknowledging this. Good.
Verse 4. But one Simon of the tribe of Benjamin, who was made governor of the temple, fell out with the high priest about disorder in the city.
Good. There's always somebody who thinks they know better.
Verse 5. And when he could not overcome Onias, he got him to Apollonius, the son of Thrashes, who then was governor of Celesyria and
Celesyria
and Phoenice.
Good.
Verse 6. And told him that the treasury in Jerusalem was full of infinite sums of money, so that the multitude of their riches, which did not pertain to the account of the sacrifices, was innumerable, and that it was possible to bring all unto the king's hand.
You understand? And that's what it takes, man. It just takes a traitor among us. You understand? And you know what a traitor is and what a traitor does? He sides with the heathens over his brothers. Good.
Verse 7. And when Apollonius came to the king and had showed him of the money whereof he was told, the king chose out Hilidurius, his treasurer, and sent him with a commandment to bring him the foresaid money.
Good.
Verse 8. For with Heliodorus.
Read that again.
So like it's verse 8. So for with Heliodorus took his journey under a color of visiting the cities of Celesyria and Phoenice, but indeed to fulfill the king's purpose.
Good.
Verse 9. And when he was come to Jerusalem, and he had been courteously received of the high priest of the city, he told him that intelligence was given of the money, and declared wherefore he came, and asked if these things were so indeed.
Good.
Verse 10. Then the high priest told him that there was such money laid up for the relief of widows and fatherless children.
You understand? Meaning that they were talking about all the money that they had. And they said, even beyond the sacrifices, there's storehouses with treasures. You understand? And remember, the high priest, you understand, this was a righteous high priest at that time. So you know what he did? He did what the scriptures did. He was a father to the fatherless.
Right.
You understand? And took care of the fatherless and the widows. You know what I mean? Like, you know, what does the fatherless and widows not have?
They don't have a husband. They don't have protection.
They don't have protection. They don't have the strength of the house. They don't have a strong man. You understand? That's what they need. You know what I'm saying? You need to be a father to the fatherless and protect the widows, man. Commander Jenyahana does that. You understand? And that's what we're all to be raised up to do inside of here. Good?
Verse 11. And that some of it belonged to Hyrcanus, son of Tobias, a man of great dignity, and not as that wicked Simon had misinformed. The sum the sum whereof in all was 400 talents of silver and 200 of gold.
Good.
Verse 12. And that it was altogether impossible that such wrongs should be done unto them that had committed it to the holiness of the place, and to the majesty and inviolable sanctity of the temple, honored over all the world.
You understand? Meaning everybody else, you understand, be letting this place rock. They be giving it honor. They understand what's going on here. Nobody interfering. Good?
Verse 13. But Heliodorus, because of the king's commandment gave him, said that in any wise it must be brought into the king's treasury.
So what was given on to him said, well, I'm under order. Now he talking like a Nazi. I'm following orders. Good?
Verse 14. So at the day which he appointed, he entered into order this manner. Wherefore there was no small agony throughout the whole city.
Good?
Verse 15. But the priest prostrating themselves before
Prostrating. No sweat.
But the priests prostrating themselves before the altar in their priest vestments called unto heaven upon him that made a law concerning things given.
No, they called on to the king.
Called unto heaven.
No, they called on to the heathens.
Heaven.
They called on to the government of their oppressors.
Heaven.
No, the Republicans and Democrats.
Heaven.
No, they called on to the Most High of heaven, of the host.
Right.
You understand? Who got all the hosts. Good?
Upon him that made a law concerning things given to he kept, that they should safely be preserved for such as had committed them to be kept.
Good.
Verse 16. Then whoso had looked the high priest in the face, it would have wounded his heart, for his countenance and the changing of his color declared the inward agony of his mind.
Good.
Verse 17. For the man was so compassed with fear and horror of the body that it was manifest to them that looked upon him what sorrow he had now in his heart.
Good.
Verse 18. Others ran flocking out of their houses to the general supplication, because the place was like to come into contempt.
Good.
Verse 19. And the woman girt with sackcloth under their breast abounded in the streets, and the virgins that were kept in ran, some to the gates and some to the walls, and others looked out of the windows.
Good.
Verse 20. And all holding their hands toward heaven made supplication.
You understand? So this is everybody coming through. You understand? Understanding the grave sin that was committed against them, and them not reaching to a superpower, but reaching out to the most high power. Good.
Verse 21. Then it would have pitied a man to see the failing, see the falling down of the multitude of all sorts, and their fear of the high priest began in such an agony.
Being in such agony.
It's like it being in such agony.
Good.
Verse 22. They then called upon the Almighty Lord to keep the things committed of trust safe and sure of those that had committed them.
Good.
Verse 23. Nevertheless, Heliodorus executed that which was decreed.
You understand? Nevertheless, even seeing the countenance of the priest, seeing all these people come together in that one consent calling upon the Lord, he's still going to follow that evil order. Good.
Verse 24. Now as he was there present himself with his guard about the treasury, the Lord of spirits and the prince of all power caused a great aberration, so that all that presumed to come in with him were astonished at the power of God and fainted and were so afraid.
Yeah, now
so afraid.
The Lord is hearing the prayers of the children of Israel. Good.
Verse 25. For there appeared unto them an horse with a terrible rider upon him, and adorned with a very fair covering, and he ran fiercely and smote at Heliodorus with his forefeet, and it seemed that he that sat upon the horse had complete harness of complete harness of gold.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all what happened. You understand? The Lord sent an angel to whoop their ass, and you know why? Because his children called on them. You understand? For a righteous cause. Because remember, the high priest at that time served the Lord. You know what I'm saying? There was peace in the city because we served the Lord. And we didn't go and call upon no one else but the Most High. Good?
Verse 26. Moreover, 2 other young men appeared before him, notable in strength, excellent in beauty, and comely in apparel, who stood by him on either side and scourged him continually and gave him many sore stripes.
Good. Whooping his ass.
Verse 27. And Heliodorus fell suddenly unto the ground and was compassed with great darkness. But they that were with him took him up and put him into a litter.
Good.
Verse 28. Thus him that lately came with a great train and with all his guard into the said treasury, they carried out, being unable to help himself with his weapons, and manifestly they acknowledged the power of God.
The power of who?
God.
Man, they better acknowledge the power of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 29. For he by the hand of God was cast down and lay speechless without all hope of life.
Good.
Verse 30. But they praised the Lord that had miraculously honored his own place. For the temple, which a little afore was full of fear and trouble, when the Almighty Lord appeared, was filled with joy and gladness.
Good.
Verse 31. Then straightways certain of Heliodorus' friends prayed Onias that he would call upon the Most High to grant him his life.
To grant him his life. You understand? He's like, man, now he want mercy. Good.
Who lay ready to give up the ghost.
Good.
Verse 32. So the high priest, suspecting lest the king should misconceive that some treachery had been done to Heliodorus by the Jews, offered a sacrifice for the health of the man.
Good.
Verse 33. Now as the high priest was making an atonement, the same young men in the same clothing appeared and stood beside Heliodorus, saying, give Ananias the high priest great thanks, in so much as for his sake the Lord hath granted thee life.
You understand? He had mercy on him. And the reason why the Lord had mercy on him was because of the favor Onias had. You understand? From how he served the Lord. Good.
Verse 34, and seeing that thou hast been scourged from heaven, declare unto all men the mighty power of God.
He's been he's been scourged from heaven.
Right.
You know, that's what a whip does. A whip scourge. And that's what it said. They was whooping his ass. They gave him stripes. You understand? That boy had markings on him. But you were scourged from heaven. Man. Good.
And when they had spoken these words, they appeared no more.
You understand? When they spoke them words, them boys was out. They appeared no more. They disappeared. Gone. You don't need chariots. You understand? Lord sent a horse and a rider and two of his homeboys, the Most High of hosts. Good.
Verse 36, then testified he to all men the works of the great God which he had seen.
No, you read 35.
Oh, Salakia, verse 35. So Heliodorus, after he had offered sacrifice unto the Lord, had made great vows unto him that had saved his life, and saluted Ananias, returned with his host to the king.
You understand? Man, the Lord is good, bro. Like I'm trying. That's amazing. Really amazing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we have to be a righteous nation. You know what I mean? That's why we got to do the right thing, especially in these times. Like there's going to be great hell and turmoil that goes through this land. You know what I'm saying? So you know what? In the same way, in capacity that the angels obey the Lord in that spirit, we got to know where that spirit is, and we got to make sure that the Lord is with us, because when them plagues hit in Egypt, Goshen had light. You know what I'm saying? When all Egypt was in darkness, when Egypt was going through these plagues and their crops were being destroyed, Goshen's crops were fine. And that's what we got to realize. The reason why Commander Junihana told us to prepare, because if we do and we follow these orders and we come together as a people while all of them are going through hell and turmoil, we going to be straight. So what we got to do, we got to serve the Most High, man. And we got to understand that we have righteous priests that's running this operation. You understand? That's following the spirit of the Lord. You know what I mean? That's going to increase the quality of your life. You know what I mean? I don't know about y'all. My life is amazing. You understand? My life is amazing because I have adhered to this tutelage and instruction. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's one thing to be in the truth. It's another thing when the truth is in you. And that's what everybody got to be. Everybody got to have the truth inside them. You know what I'm saying? There's got to be something that somebody can't just remove from you. All right. Any questions? This story was during Maccabees. This was during the Greek occupation. This was under the Seleucids. To answer your question, what we were reading was Second Maccabees.
So like Rapayat has a question.
That just answered that one.
Oh, okay.
Any others? Nope.
No, sorry.
Okay. Any questions in the room? Nope. All right. Let's go to, you know, while we're in here, we usually don't get a chance to just do some reading like this. Let me see. I'd like to do some reading. Here's what I'm looking for. Hold on. You know what? That's not bad. Let's do Bell and the Dragon in the Apocrypha. You can follow along. Brother's gonna keep reading, all right?
This is the book Bell of the Dragon. And the king Astyages was gathered to his fathers, and Cyrus of Persia received his kingdom.
So now y'all know this is during when Persia was ruling. Good.
Verse 2. And Daniel conversed with the king and was honored above all his friends.
This is Daniel from the book of Daniel. Good.
Now the Babylonians had an idol called Baal, and there were spent upon him every day 12 great measures of fine flour and 40 sheep and 6 vessels of wine. And the king worshipped it and went daily to adore it. But Daniel worshipped his own God.
You understand? Daniel's in Babylonian captivity in the king's court. And they got their gods, and we have our God. Okay.
And the king said unto him, why doesn't thou worship Baal?
The world always wants you to follow their traditions. The world always wants you to follow their ways. And now, mind you, this is a king speaking on to him. You understand? But remember, we serve a power that is above the powers of this realm. Good?
Who answered and said, because I may not worship idols made with hands, but the living God, who hath created the heaven and the earth, and hath sovereignty over all flesh.
Good.
Then said the king unto him, thinkest thou not that Baal is a living God? Seest thou not how much he eateth and drinketh every day?
You understand? Let me tell y'all something about people in the world and about heathens. They are superstitious and simple. You know what I mean? This fool thinks that this statue is eating and drinking. Like that tribute that they paying on to this idol, they think the dragon waking up in the middle of the night and devouring it. Good?
Then Daniel smiled and said, O king, be not deceived, for this is but clay within and brass without, and did never eat or drink anything.
This is a rock. This is metal. You're not eating or drinking. Good?
So the king was wroth and called for his priest and said unto them, if ye tell me not who this is that devoured these expenses, ye shall die. But if ye can clarify me that Baal devoured
certify.
But if ye can certify me that Baal devoured them, then Daniel shall die.
Daniel's life was always in danger in Babylon, man. This man getting thrown in lion pits. It's insane. You know what I mean? He's been putting work in since a young man. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Daniel, just so y'all know, Daniel is one of my favorite books in the Bible. There's something I just love how much favor that the Lord had on him. You know what I'm saying? And you read the book of Daniel. Daniel made a prayer, and it says, in the midst of his supplication, the angel appeared. Imagine praying, and as soon as you ask, an angel's there to answer. Brother Daniel was beloved of the Lord.
Right.
Good.
For he had spoken blasphemy against Baal. And Daniel said unto the king, let it be according to thy word.
So be it. Good.
Now the priests of Baal were 70, besides their wives and children.
So 70. You understand? So 70 is 20, 2, 4, 6. That's 60, 10. That's 70 of them. You know what I'm saying? Plus their wives and children. Good.
And the king went with Daniel into the temple of Baal. So Baal's priests said, lo, we go out, but thou, O king, set on the meat and make ready the wine and shut the door fast and seal it with thine own signet. And the morrow when thou comest in, if thou findest not that Baal hath eaten up all, we will suffer death, or else Daniel that speaketh falsely against us.
Good.
And they little regarded it, for under the table they had made a privy entrance, whereby they entered in continually and consumed those things.
So they saying seal the door. You understand? So that you could tell if it's been opened or not. But they had a secret entrance. You know what I'm saying? Where they could sneak in and out of that. They didn't have to go through the main entrance. And that's how they were performing, you know what I'm saying, this task.
Right.
Good.
So when they were gone forth, the king set meats before Baal. Now Daniel had commanded his servants to bring ashes, and those they strewed throughout all the temple in the presence of the king alone.
So nobody knows that this is going on but the king. So Daniel's like, I got something for your ass. So now he's going to fill the whole place with ashes so that this way you'll be able to tell when someone's maneuvering inside of there. It'll be disturbed. You'll tell that there was a presence in there. Good.
So
14.
come on. And those that stood in the temple and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. Salakia.
Good.
Then went they out and shut the door and sealed it with the king's signet, and so departed. Verse 15. Now in the night came the priest and their wives and children, and they were wont to do, and did eat and drink up all.
You understand? So they came in there, you know, their regular routine. They eating up all the idols tribute. Okay.
Verse 16. In the morning bedtime, the king arose, and Daniel with him. 17. And the king said, Daniel, are the seals whole? And he said, Yea, O king, they be whole. And as soon as he had opened the door, the king looked upon the table and cried with a loud voice, Great art thou, O Baal, and with thee is no deceit at all.
Mm-hmm.
Then left Daniel and held the king that he should not go in, and said, Behold, now the pavement, and mark well whose footsteps are these.
So the king opens up the door, right? And he's like, man, Bell, you are real. He just looking at the table with all the sacrifices gone. And David's like, all right, hey, slow down real quick before you walk in. You notice anything? Now he looking and he's seeing all the footsteps of all the wives and the children and the servants of Bel. You understand that were all around the room because you could see because they put ash all over the floor. Good.
Verse 20. And the king said, I see the footsteps of men, women, and children. And then the king was angry. Verse 21. And took the priest with their wives and children, who showed him the privy door where they came in, and consumed such things as were upon the table.
So now the king knows that there's a trick up. So now he's forcing them to show him how the hell they did it, because he saw little footsteps and slightly larger footsteps, and then the footsteps of men. And he's like, nah, this is them. Good.
Verse 22. Wherefore the king slew them.
He what?
Slew them.
Listen, brother, if y'all want to battle it out, Daniel was in a battle, and he was in a battle for his life.
Right.
That's what he was. He was fighting for his life. And that's what we willing to do. You understand? We could always find out who the Lord is with.
Right.
Good.
And delivered Baal into Daniel's power, who destroyed him and his temple.
You understand? And then now another idol was destroyed. Good.
And in that same place where was a great dragon, which they of Babylon worshipped. Verse 24. And the king said unto Daniel, wilt thou also say that this is of brass? Lo, he liveth, he eateth and drinketh. Thou canst not say that he is no living God. Therefore worship him. Verse 25. Then said Daniel unto the king, I will worship, I will worship the Lord my God, for he is the living God.
Good.
Verse 26. But give me leave, O king, and I shall slay this dragon without sword or staff. The king said, I give thee leave. Then Daniel took pitch and fat and hair and did seethe them together and made lumps thereof, and he put in the dragon's mouth, and so the dragon burst in sunder. And Daniel said, Lo, these are the gods ye worship.
You understand? Daniel just out there destroying idols left and right. Good.
When they of Babylon heard that, they took great indignation and conspired against the king, saying, the king is become a Jew,
Good.
and he hath destroyed Baal. He hath slain the dragon, and he put the priest to death.
Good.
So they came to the king and said, deliver us Daniel, or else we will destroy thee and thine house. Now when the king saw that they pressed him sore, being constrained, he delivered Daniel unto them,
Good.
who cast him into the lion's den, where he was 6 days.
Good.
And in the den there were 7 lions, and they had given them every day to 2 carcasses and 2 sheep, which then were not given to them, to the intent they might devour Daniel.
So they giving them food and then they making them hungry, so that this way they'll get them hungry enough that when the food ain't come, that's the food that's left. Good.
Now there was a Jewry. Now there was in Jewry.
Now I want y'all to realize something too. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to realize something in all our simplicity sometimes. Y'all don't have these problems. You get what I'm saying? Like we asking you to go to camp, to come to a mandatory class. Ain't none of y'all getting thrown into a lion's den. You understand? Daniel is serving the Lord, meeting with kings. His life is suspended. And this is what I need y'all to realize. Like, shit ain't sweet in the Bible. You think the prophets weren't going through emotional damage? Right? You know, emotional damage, right? You like when you really read about this, you understand every other chapter they were trying to kill Yahweh Shai. Y'all don't understand this? Like y'all don't get Ezekiel lost his rib. Love that woman, and the Lord took his rib. Y'all don't realize this? What type of, and the Lord told him, don't even shed a tear after. Y'all don't realize that Elijah was told the queen at that time, Jezebel, was trying to have him killed. You understand? Unalived. And the Lord was like, hey, go in the wilderness. You'll be all right. Birds going to feed you. And birds brought him food. You don't think he was stressed out and in hell? David was on the run from Saul. He on one side, he got his own king that wants to kill him. On the other side, he wants the Philistines that want to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Y'all think it's sweet? You don't think brothers like this is real life we reading about. Like these brothers and sisters inside this book called hell. Like we just reading the words on the page. I need y'all to have some empathy here. I need y'all to submerge yourself in this story and understand that like have y'all ever seen a lion ready to hunt and kill? Now imagine being around 7 of them that's starving. Read on.
Verse 33. Now there was in Jewry a prophet called Habakkuk, who had made pottage and had broken bread in a bowl, and was going into the field for to bring it to the reapers. Verse 34. But the angel of the Lord said unto Habakkuk, go, carry the dinner that thou hast into Babylon unto Daniel, who is in the lion's den.
You understand? So an angel appears on the Habakkuk, who done cook some food, good?
And Habakkuk said, Lord, I never saw Babylon, neither do I know where is the where the den is.
He outside of Babylon. You know what I'm saying? He doing what all y'all do when we give y'all an order you don't understand. You start making excuses. I don't know where it is. What are you talking about? Good.
Verse 36. Then the angel of the Lord took him by the crown and bare him by the hair of his head,
Grabbed him by his damn braids. You understand? Good.
and through the vehemency of his spirit set him in Babylon over the den.
Brother, y'all witnessing teleportation. An angel done yoked him up by his hair. You understand? And done teleported him into a lion's den. You know, David was in there for days. And you know how he ate? Another prophet named Habakkuk delivered him food that he cooked. You understand? By an angel dragging him there by his locks, by the crown of his head. Read on.
And Habakkuk cried, saying, "O Daniel, Daniel, take the dinner which God hath sent thee." And Daniel said, "Thou hast remembered me, O God, neither hast thou forsaken them that seeketh thee and love thee." So Daniel arose and did eat, and the angel of the Lord set Habakkuk in his own place again immediately.
And then he teleported him right back to where he lives. Good.
Upon the seventh day, the king went to bewail Daniel. And when he came to the den, he looked in and beheld Daniel was sitting. Then cried the king with a loud voice, saying, "Great art, Lord God of Daniel, and there is none other beside thee." And he drew him out and cast those that were the cause of his destruction into the den, and they were devoured in a moment before his face.
You understand? Y'all wanted them lions to be nice and hungry, huh? You understand? And then the lions devoured them right in front of his face. And that's what I want, man. I want to see my enemies get devoured. You know what I mean? I want to serve the Lord and be blessed enough to see my enemies fall. And you know what? And Barakatha Yahweh Yahushua Ba'Shem Yahushua, because I have. I watched the whole conscious community fall. You understand? I watched Polite go under the jail with his daddy. You know what I'm saying? I've seen fake Israelite groups fall. And when I tell you IUIC is gonna fall, and I'm sorely afraid for them, because I never in a million years could have even fathomed how Sakari was gonna fall. Do y'all understand? I used to sit down and think like it was gonna come from a battle or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And didn't realize all we had to do was focus on the work. That's it. That's all we had to do. We just had to lock in, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, follow the orders that's coming down. You understand, from the generals on down, and just be prepared to fight. And the Lord destroyed them to a point where people are afraid to even say they were in Sakari. They got a stain that John's baptism cannot wash off. You understand? Y'all so worried. You understand about this and that and that and this. And you know what? And if y'all were over there, and if you heard us, and if you saw them, and if you heard our warning and you didn't heed to it, you deserve them. Because I try to tell y'all all the time, I don't know what was so sick inside you that you couldn't see how sick that man was that he wanted his wife inside him. What was inside you that attracted you there? That's what you really got to say. Like there comes a time where you got to not only fault the leader, you got to say, why was I so sick that I thought I could follow this man? You couldn't see he was dirty? It glue in the dark to me. And I say Barakatha Yahweh Yahushua for that. Now, there's some people whose faith is broken right now. I hope you're restored, and I hope you find your way home. You understand? But make no less, that was an enemy of the Lord that you were deceived by. You understand? You do not want to be Commanding General Yohana's enemy. I promise you that. I have watched them fall. I have watched Tazadakia fall. GMS is non-existent. Sakari's reputation is stained. You understand? I watched another leader get embarrassed by a white man, something fierce, so bad you don't even see them in the streets. They're a full-fledged church, joined in hand with white people and water baptism and interracial marriage and every manner of disgustingness. I can't imagine what he's gonna do to them, the purple pigs. And you know what? I can't wait for that. I told you so. Y'all earned this one. Y'all have truly earned this one for all the evil that you've spoken against Commander General Yohana. Y'all have truly earned this for all the slander and all the divisiveness and all the stumbling blocks that you've caused in Israel. For all the harm that you've done. You earned this. Promise you that. But I'm not going to have pity in that day. I'm not. Maybe some of y'all be lighthearted with it. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure we keep working. I'm going to make sure we stay locked in. I want y'all to understand right now, I need y'all to look towards real enemies and I need y'all to look at real solutions. And I want every young brother inside here to understand that dealing with fake Israelites at this point is going backwards. They are a distraction. I mean, they are frozen and stuck on a hamster wheel. You understand? I need y'all to be able to lock in and focus and to not skip the small steps. You understand? And to truly take care of this place and this house. And to truly look and realize that this place is this nation and that this nation needs to rise. You understand? And to find as many of the Lord's gems as we can out there. You understand? And bring them home. You know what I mean? As we start to maneuver and as we start to scale this place. You understand? And it's not us. You understand? I'm just talking about the labor. You understand that the Lord's going to give the increase in scaling this. But we have to labor. We have to work and we have to be prepared for that increase. We got to be prepared, you understand, for what he's bringing in here. Like the work just getting started. We ain't even begun to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got more organization to do. You understand? We got way more things to do, and you better gird up your loins and be ready for it, and shake whatever lazy and sluggard spirit that you got, because I promise I'm out working 90% of y'all. Promise you. You understand? I can't believe how much work Captain Nazar y'all. Every time I see him, he's in a different city. I don't know where the hell he's in. A different city, different time zone. Every time I talk to him, I literally have to go online and I log in, I go to YouTube and I check and see if he's live or not. Or I go on Instagram and see if it sent out the notification before I call him. That's how much work that brother puts in. That's where my brain's at. My brain is in what more can we do? What else could be done every single day? So I'm teaching class right now. So while the radio show is going to be done Thursday, that's why we're going to be back at camp. You understand? Come the weekend. Now, and what the hell you doing in between? Between councils and this and that, you better work. We have an entire nation to build, man. Now let me see. What does it say? Salakia, could I get an understanding on when Gentile becomes contextual? Gentile is always contextual. There's always a context to it. Every word has context. So I need you to be a little bit more specific, all right? What's up?
Scroll up.
I think that was the last question on there, and then I'm just trying to see what the brother means by contextual. Give me John 7:35. Maybe this might help him.
This book of John, chapter 7, verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go? That we shall
Read 2 verses up.
come on, sir. Book of John, chapter 7, verse 33. Then Jesus said unto them, yet a little while am I with you, and then I go unto him that sent me.
You understand? So Christ is talking about when he getting ready to leave them. He knows, you understand, what's coming, and he knows that he's going to have to return onto the Most High. And he's saying this, you understand, to a crowd. Good.
Verse 34. Ye shall seek me, and shall not find me, and where I am, thither ye cannot come.
You understand? So he's trying to tell them, y'all gonna be looking for me, and I'm not gonna be around. And let me tell you something. There's gonna be a day when y'all gonna be looking for us in the street. You gonna remember the Israelites said this, the Israelites said that, and don't like I remember hearing when I was very young in the truth. Might be a time where you don't see us in the streets, and I'm like, when the hell would that come? Because in my mind, I'm just like, work. I built my life around going to camp. I built my life around Saturday. You understand? Turn down slavery opportunities and all that, because all that mattered was being available for camp. That's what mattered. So I couldn't even fathom not being able to go to camp. And then COVID-19 struck. And no one was outside. Where are we? You don't know? Read on.
Verse 35. Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go, that we shall not find him? Will he go unto the dispersed among the Gentiles?
Who's the dispersed?
It's like you, sir. It's the dispersed Jews.
The scattered Israelites. Will he go to the dispersed among the Gentiles? So let me translate this to you. Will he go to the dispersed Israelites among the other nations? Go ahead.
And teach the Gentiles?
And will he teach these Israelites, these scattered Israelites? Right there, you see the context of Gentiles in both forms. You see the other nations, and you see the dispersed being called Gentiles. I don't know what you mean by your question, Mawasad. If you could be a little bit more detailed. You know what I'm saying? But that's the context. Here's the best way if you want to find the easiest way. If it is something good, if it is inheritance, you understand? If it is being treated like a homeborn, if it's having access to the Commonwealth of Israel, you know what I'm saying, as a real citizen and a member, you're talking about your brother. You understand? And if it's discarding, you understand, if it's not equal, if it's a less than, you're talking about a heathen. That's the best way that I could explain it to you. The context is everything good in the Bible as far as inheritance and reward is for the group of people that God made a covenant and a deal with.
Right.
And it's not for anyone else. Not my Jesus. Is not my God. Right. That's why I got to tell people we serve a different God. You don't serve the same God as me if your God is for everybody. And do you want to know even more interesting fact? Do you know that there is not one religion, philosophy, or deity anywhere throughout the world's religions that made a covenant with a particular group of people and bloodline oath outside of the Bible. There's kings who believe they had a divine right to rule by God or a divine favor. There's notions of divine favor for an individual, but there is nowhere in the world where a God is just exclusively for one group of people or one race of people outside of the Bible. And that's so heavy to me because the Bible is the only book that does that. And everyone wants to open it up to everybody. This is the only place that is an exclusive club. And the people that's in the club don't want to be in the club. And the people that's not in the club want to be in the club. You can't make this shit up. That's profound and mind-blowing to me. Nowhere else in the world is it just like, yeah, you can't get in here unless you're a particular race. You know, any race can be a Buddhist. Any race can be a Muslim. Any race can be follow Hinduism. All of y'all, nobody's going to stop you. Nobody's going to say, who's your father? What bloodline do you come from? They're not going to do that. Not in religion. They'll do that. They'll do that in social orders and groups. You know, like you couldn't be mixed and be in the mafia. You couldn't take the omerta. You had to be Italian on both sides. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't be Italian and Irish. You know what I'm saying? That's not a religion. It's not a philosophy. That ain't got nothing to do with God. You understand? That got something to do with a code among men. But when it comes down to these religions, there's no covenant like that anywhere else. You got gods who came down and talked to men, dealt with them, mingled, but not a chosen people outside of the Bible. Like we got something so special, like we have to value this. You understand? Where could and where would the precept of the northern kingdom being cut off found? Hosea. Go to Hosea, the first chapter. That's where you could find it. Read the book of, you could just give that to him. I don't think we got to read it right now. Here's what I want you to do. Read the book of Hosea and then bring your questions. All right. But to what we're talking about right now, it's like, and the craziest part to me too, you know what I'm saying, is how blind they are. And this is why, like, I think I've said this before, but what really holds a lot of weight to me is the fact that they don't understand Paul's writing is at large why the Bible survived. And I want y'all to think about this, right? Like really think about this. If we don't have the Bible, how do we get home? If you travel to the land of Israel right now, could that help you? If you went through all the archaeology that you could find, all the temple ruins, would that help you? If we don't have the Bible, who are we? Puerto Rican? Mexican? Black? If we don't have the Bible, how do we get back to our God? Now think about this. The average person, when they read that Bible, where do they go to prove that they could be a part of this? John 3:16 is a good place to go. You know what I'm saying? But where else do they go?
It's like I said, they go to Romans 9.
Brother, do you understand every cut for Christianity is in Romans 9? Like who the promises is for, who the covenant is for. You know what I'm saying? Does God love or hate? The cuts for spiritual Israel, the context of Gentiles. Do you understand all of that is in that chapter? And do you believe every Christian thinks that that's the crux of their argument? Like it's like it's laughable when a Christian goes there. It's like I can't believe. Like, and that's why I be trying to tell people, like I don't even have to bring you there. The Christian is gonna try to bring me there. And when that's why I get so excited about it. It's like Uno reverse. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have no clue what you just did. And that's why the Bible survived. It survived because if they really understood that Bible, like, okay, yo, you ever read any Chinese history? Do you know anything about the Song dynasty? Do you care about it? You know why? You know it doesn't belong to you. Yo, how much history you know about India? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. All you know is curry comes from there. Like, yo, what you know about Russia? The Soviet Union, and they are the enemies of America. And that's it. You feel anything for those places, for those lands? Nah. Do you know why people love the Bible? They feel a part of it. You know what the number one printed book in all the world is? The Bible. Do you know what the three biggest religions are? They call them the Abrahamic faiths. Do you know where they all stem from? The Bible. Hey, Trey, I'm in the middle of teaching a class. Oh, I got you. All right. They come from the Bible. This book is the most published and printed document in the earth. It is the most accurate ancient document in the earth. You understand me? And you know why? Because they don't understand Paul's writings. And if they would have discarded this book. And do you know what we would have? We would have records that are just sealed up in a cave somewhere that nobody cares about. That if nobody stumbles upon, you know what I'm saying, Qumran, it don't even matter. But do you know why the Dead Sea Scrolls and the Qumran caves matter? Because it's a part of the greatest record ever written. It's God's chosen people. And they all believe that these records are theirs. So you know what they're going to do? Translate them. You know what they're going to do? Match them up. You know what they're going to do? Preserve them. And now imagine if they don't. How do we know what the covenant is? How do we know how to serve God? We are absolutely the lost sheep of the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Like we like this book, this document, this is the most important document in all of history. And it literally belongs to us by a blood oath and covenant. Like, brother, I don't think y'all understand how deep that is. Let's see what this brother said. Ma Wasad, man, ask that Thursday. Because I'm not sure by what you mean. Any other questions in the room? Okay. So in closing, right, I want y'all to understand that this book, this record, if we do not have it, if we do not preserve it, if we do not carry this on, we will continue to be destroyed as a people. And you got to believe in them chariots, brother. You got to believe in this covenant. You got to look at this record and you got to understand that angels were sent from the Lord to whoop their ass because Onias, you understand, had favor with the Lord and got all of Israel in order. And we better be in order. You better call for counsel. You better follow counsel. You better not let your silly emotions lead and guide you. You understand? You better not go unless you are sent. You understand? Because do you know who went, who wasn't sent? Read my mind. Sakari. Where they at? Where they at, though? Where they at? They gone. They are destroyed. They are no longer here. They are done for. Because you were not called. You were not sent. You did what you wanted to do. And now I'm going to do what the Lord told me to do. You understand? I'm going to mark them who cause division. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to avoid them. I'm going to avoid you like you got COVID and this is 2019. That's what I'm going to do. Okay?
It's like, sir, Officer Capiar had a question.
What's that?
So, like you, sir, can I get a breakdown on Genesis 17:12? Also, it says that we have to circumcise the strangers also that are not of thy seed. So when we have slaves, they will have to be circumcised also?
So everyone in the world is going to have to obey our laws and our rules. You understand? Our slaves or other nations will not eat pork. They will not eat crab. You understand? What we're going to do is what our king commands us to do. You understand? But off the rip, you understand? This is what we know. Can you feed another nation pork? No. You understand? Can you feed another nation shrimp? No. Can you rob someone from another nation? Can you unalive someone from another nation? Right? If you went to China right now, whose laws would you have to follow?
China's.
Ming, whoever. You know what I'm saying? So when everyone is under us, whose laws will they have to follow? You understand? The Most High. That's how you want to look at it. Don't look at it like it's think of it as rulership. You understand? Everything that you do right now, you have to do in America based off of the laws. If you want to start a business, if you're going to school, you got to follow the state's laws and legislation, so on and so forth when it comes down to it. Well, when we rule, that will be imputed on them. You understand? So don't look at it as if it's nothing outside of, you understand, you will obey us. We are obeying the Lord, and we're going to put everything else in order because everything's out of order because y'all are ruling right now. So just look at it as rulership. All right. And with that, pass the class over to Priest and Officer Yakal.
This is the Isupk security announcements. The Isupk started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to the school, they're off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Which means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priest, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Feast of First Fruits starts after the Sabbath of unleavened bread, sundown, Sunday, April 12th. Count 50 days, celebrate the 50th day. Sunday, May 31st, starts before sundown. You can find that in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 10 through 22. Remember to check the bulletin board by the doorway. And if anybody wants to be a trooper, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pant, headband, scarf. This concludes the Isupk security announcements. And with that, men of Israel, Amijim, which means stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the brothers. Men of Israel, Aman Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatam, Yajamata, Sar, turn, face sisters. Sisters, Amijim, which means stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters. Men of Israel, Aman Shabbat, Amijim, Barak, Yahweh Shemar Latah Ba'Shem Yahushai. Yajamata, class dismissed.